Okay, hello everyone. I'm gonna play another 15-minute unrated game. Netflix. I have played now 2 games. In the first one I won 1400 rated player quite easily. On the second game I faced unrated quest player, and lost actually. Made a huge mistake there, which cost me the game. But okay, let's see if we can get another game. What? Another quest? I wonder if it's the same player who I played in the last game. I can't remember what was the letters behind after the quest, so who knows. But okay, that's a bit odd move. I think I'm gonna play bishop to e2, follow it up by playing knight f3, or actually probably not, because my opponent did that. I'm gonna play d4, and I'm not great at queens. I know my opponent wants to, but I don't really want to do that just yet. I wonder how this goes. Maybe I get a loss from this game as well. I will castle. Sure. No reason not to, I suppose. Then play bishop here. Threaten the c7 pawn. My opponent's very aggressive play might... It's interesting, but I'm not sure if I should be in any way worried about that. Wow, my opponent just really wanna attack aggressively there. Pawn storm against the king. I guess I should have traded queens when I had the chance. Now what? Well, f3 against the threat of g4, but maybe... Well, I'm gonna do this. Why not? If f4, then possibly g4, and I'm not liking that position. Now if g4, f takes g4, and should be doing okay. Very strange. I'm gonna play b4 and with the idea of b5, even though I don't have the same threat anymore as I did a bit earlier. Queen d2, just threatening to take on g5, I guess. Okay, my opponent doesn't want to allow that. Knight here, why not? Seems like an idea. With the idea of c4, c5 perhaps. Okay, that move. Should I be worried? Probably not. Or probably I should. Well, I can take here first and then play g3. Which should be good enough. Of course, the fact that the pawn covers g2 can be problematic for me. Maybe queen d5, g4 ideas for my opponent, but knight c3 there is an idea. Maybe even a good one. Who knows? But I'm gonna do this now that knight c7 was played. The knight is heading for e4 and trying to get that fork going, I guess. Okay, I don't care about that. I'm gonna play here. Now knight d5 doesn't matter because of knight takes d6 check. Then I should be certainly winning. And yeah, these 15-minute unrated games have been teaching me a bit of a lesson. I should not underestimate these quest guest players. Maybe I will pronounce it someday correctly. I'm gonna play c4. If d5, I'm gonna take it. And then maybe play c5. I'm going to play c5. And now my opponent, it's interesting what my opponent wants to do. This is bad, very bad for him or her. And pawn forks the knights. I mean, if I don't win this, it would be rather embarrassing. I'm gonna do this, the knight moves, and I'm gonna play rook c1. Maybe the knight goes to d6 actually. Wanting to go to c4, but I guess not. I would have gone with my knight to d6. But okay. Well, king d6 is perhaps okay. But rook there, not sure about that at all. The idea of playing b5, b6 is very problematic for my opponent. e5 is an idea as a defensive move. So is king d7, I guess. And perhaps so is this, but now I can play rook c6. Put my queen to c1 or c3 maybe. Okay, e5. Very risky. Gonna be able to take here and take there. Or if takes with pawn, bishop takes here. Okay, queen takes. Bishop takes b6, threatening rook e1. And, well, I guess king d7 is the move to play. I think it's the only move that can hang on for a little bit longer. However, I'm able to play rook e1 and there's... well, scratch that. It isn't as good of an idea as I thought. Well, probably should play rook here and increase the pressure towards this and bin it again so that the knight can't move without losing the rook on c8. I should be able to win this with reasonable ease, I guess. There are, of course, some possibilities for a counterplay for my opponent, I guess. Probably not that move, but because now it's quite clear how this will end, especially now. I think my opponent resigned when that happened. And yeah. Thank you all for watching. Well, actually, maybe brief look at the game. I think I'm gonna do this off screen if I can. Okay, let's see. This is theory. To move queen e5 check. I'm quite sure that it is a move that has not been played all that often. I'm looking this up from my reference database off screen, well, on my second monitor. This move of the queen e5. And actually, oh, hold on. This has been actually played before. In quite many games. Best players equal Caruana, Nagamura, and some other players have played the same move as I did in the game bishop e2. It is by far the most common move after queen e5 check. It has been played in 443 games, and white has, I guess, scored 70 0.3%, which is quite high. And what did my opponent play? Bishop g4 after that. Okay. The second most common move. The most common here was the move, let's see, c6, played in 283 games. The move bishop g4 in 57 games, I guess. Last played in 2007. If this game would count, then the last time this move was played was 2016, but okay. So bishop g4 and d4. I was a bit okay. So d4, most common move played in 43 games. Other moves include f3, knight f3, h3 and d3. d3 only played in 1 game, h3 in 2 games, and knight f3 in 4 games. f3 was played in 7 games before. Okay, d4. Then bishop takes e2. And knight g1 takes e2. Actually the only move played in my database. And the move I also chose to play. After that, my opponent played queen f5. That too actually has been played before, but the most common move here is queen h5. It's just been played in 22 games, it seems. Queen f5 only 2 times before this, and the 2 games that have reached this position that you can see here, in both games white played knight to g3. So me castling here was a novelty, never played before. And that move knight g3 was played a player whose rating was 2100, well 2118 actually, in the year 2006, and there was also a player whose rating is actually not shown in this database, but that game was from 2012, and the black player was close to 2100 as well, so this has been played in a reasonably high level before. Of course I could also check what my engine thinks about this position. I actually Stockfish prefers white quite a lot. I mean, not huge, but well, after bishop e2, white should be clearly better. Well, 0.71 pawns or so. Nothing all that crazy, but with bishop g4, my advantage slightly increases, close to a pawn, but Even still, shouldn't be winning for me just yet. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna leave the analysis there for now. And thank you all for watching. Bye bye.